armed military to Liberia to help combat the virus. How does that combat the virus? Sending armed people. How does guns and weapons combat a virus? I'll tell you why, because they want to mow everybody down, kill them all. That's exactly what they want. And they said this, and we'll get into the story later, but we do got to jump into some of this technocracy news, because we talked about the cell phones, Apple's iPhones that have a special decryption code that the feds can't get into it, and we're going to bring those articles back up because we brought them up last week about this iPhone. And I got FBI director, if Apple and Google won't decrypt phones, we'll force them to, says Motherboard, referring to Mr. Commie, the communist, FBI Director James Communist, I call him, Mr. James Commie. But articles we talked about last week, how the FBI criticized tech giants like Apple and Google for encrypting phones, and Chicago police chief saying that iPhones are the phone choice of pedophiles. Which leads to this, how the FBI, because they're pissed off or whatever, and I think it's part of a propaganda scheme if you ask me, but he's acting like he's pissed off. Everyone's stoked about the latest version of the iPhone, but with decrypting data, and people basically what they're saying in the article here, if you read through the article, it's on Infowars.com. People are stoked because, hey, it's protecting us from intrusion from the government. But here's the thing about this whole thing here. I mean, it's really bothering me. Yeah, sure, it's a great thing. Apple's doing a great thing by making this new iPhone, to keep the government out of our business. And everybody should do this. I endorse that. But here's the other thing that's bothering me here. Okay, the point is, I think this is a propaganda stunt, to tell you the truth, because if you think about it, even before about a year or two before Edward Snowden came up about the NSA, who was the first people to admit that the government was using their systems to spy on you? Apple and Google. They were the first two companies to admit that they were being used as a tool, basically, to spy on you, the American people. So, they lost a lot of sales, big sales. Now they turn it all around because they had the Edward Snowden thing, all this stuff going on. People forgot about that. If you go back to research it all, you can find that Apple and Google were the first ones to say, hey, yeah, even before Facebook and all them, yeah, the government was using us to spy on you. Admitted it. So now they're coming out this propaganda. Well, we got phones with a decryption service that the feds can't get into, and the FBI director is playing along with this. Oh, you bad guys, smacking money in on national TV to say, we're going to come after you and we'll force you to do it. And I guarantee now they're probably using that. So you buy the iPhone, and the iPhone probably has a special program built into it somehow that they could automatically direct channel to the feds that they're hearing, seeing, and everything you're doing on your phone. I mean, it's that crazy. I mean, that's a good possibility right there. Or the other token, Apple and Google, which is very unlikely, said, hey, you know what? Let's go along with the flow. Let's go, people are sick of this crap. Let's just satisfy our customers. Which, in that case, is very, very unlikely. And be very assured that this is a giant campaign stunt to promote more government intrusion on your rights.